What up, tubers? We're back for some more drafting here on Arena. Got some more of this flashback Shadows over Innistrad Remastered. Again, gonna take a little bit of a break from regular WoW and maybe even the Alchemy WoW as we delve into some other content. Probably gonna do some Vintage Cube in the team draft events as well. Coming up. But anyways, let's jump into our pick one, pack one. As always, thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to check out cardkingdom.com/Numot for all your magic card needs. We've opened the Eternal Scourge. This is not a terrible card, but I wouldn't really first pick it. It's not a bomb by any means. It's just kind of an annoying 3-drop. Good cards in this pack. Noose Constrictor. Badness is in the format, so a 2/2 pumpable with reach. Is really actually quite solid here. In fact, one of the reasons why Olivia's Dragoon is so good is because it's 2 mana and a free discard outlet. Don't have much time here. I guess I'm actually just going to take the Olivia's Dragoon because the Madness deck is generally black and red. As we're getting punished immediately with a second Noose Constrictor. But I really like the Vampire deck in this format, the Madness deck in this format. If you can get it to work, it's really strong. Getting past Forgotten Creation. Again, not another crazy rare, but it is an okay rare. In fact, it has some good synergies. Again, with Madness or Graveyard Shenanigans. There's another Noose Constrictor, as we noted. Emerge is in the format. So, there aren't as many good Emerge enablers in this format, I think, as in, like, the original Emerge format. But, I mean, the Emerge creatures are all still pretty strong, like 2 of them here in the pack. Heirloom's fantastic if you're playing in the red-green werewolf deck. Turns it into a really, really nasty equipment. After first picking Olivia's Dragoon, I kind of want to just take the Weirded Vampire. It is certainly not the best card in the pack, but it has the most synergy, and I don't mind just like forcing red-black, because when it comes together, it's actually really strong. But I just continue to get punished here, as there isn't a black or a red card that I want in this pack. In fact, the best cards here are a continued green cards. Thraben Inspector's fantastic. It's kind of late to start taking... I mean, man, if I started the draft with 2 Noose Constrictors, we would be looking pretty good. Can always go the more graveyard-centric route as well. We don't have to be doing Madness. Vessel of Nascency, quite strong. You know what? I'll take that here. Yeah, okay, we can take the Obsessive Skinner now for the Delirium Graveyard strategy deck. This is another pretty good one. 2 mana, 2/2 in essence, or you can put the counter on a different creature. And then when you do have Delirium, it's really, really good. I mean, I could just take the Ravenous Bloodseeker here. Again, another good Madness enabler, or the Indulgent Aristocrat. This one I don't really care for. It's okay in the Vampire deck, especially if you can get, I think, Call the Bloodline it's called. The enchantment that makes 1/1 vampires when you discard a card, but... Gosh, I really just want to do the Madness deck. You know what? I'm going to force the Madness deck. I'm in. Good. Okay, so a little bit rewarded now, though I wouldn't say that this is a particularly good Madness payoff. It's just, it's another Vampire. It does have Madness. So with a card like this, you're looking to utilize the Madness... just for value, right? Like, this doesn't have a strong ability when you Madness it out. In fact, the Madness cost is effectively the same. You're only needing to pay a colorless instead of a red, but we'll go down that route. Another Ravenous Bloodseeker, as well as another Olivia's Dragoon. I think there is merit to both of these cards. The Bloodseeker is better defensively, but the Dragoon, but it can output more damage, if that makes sense. But you're more likely to connect in with the Dragoon because flying is obviously a little bit stronger than just a +2/-2 effect. So I'm going to go with the Dragoon number 2 here. Weirded Vampire, if we wanted to, number 2. Also Uncaged Fury, another pretty strong red card. I don't think we really need to take the Vampire all that much. The Fury can just end games out of nowhere, right? The double strike is kind of crazy. Pretty late Morn Willow, but no big deal. Graph Rats is filler. We're not going to be taking that. We're just going to take the Tormenting Voice, another Madness synergy card. The number 1 Madness card I think we're looking for is what? Actually, I guess there are a bunch of good Madness cards, but common-wise, we're probably just looking for, like, Alchemist's Greeting, in addition to the casual vampires that you normally get. Okay, Borrowed Hostility is, again, another red trick, but it's fine. Has good synergy with the Uncaged Fury, or not synergy, but 1 mana to give your creature +3/+0, and then to give it double strike is kind of a big hit out of nowhere. Deranged Whelp, it's weird because this is a pretty good aggressive creature, but it really has the best hits in red-green, right? Where you can utilize the wolf typing pretty well. Just take Borrowed Malevolence for another trick. This is looking good. This is a pretty nice Madness start. So best Madness cards are in the format. Avacyn's Judgment, that's the red burn spell. What other good Madness cards are in the format? Gisa's Bidding is pretty nice, but that's a common. What else? I can't actually remember everything. Filler. I don't think we'll be playing Magmatic Chasm, and Foul Bloods, well, fine. Not gonna say it has the most synergy. I mean, it has Delirium, so like it's not gonna be hard to get Delirium in the Madness deck because you can just discard a bunch of stuff, obviously. But Rush of Adrenaline's another decent trick with the Uncaged Fury. I'd probably rather run the Rush of Adrenaline than Borrowed Hostility. I think it's a little while before we get any more change-ups to the formats that are available. Wow, we're getting a freaking Always Watching opened. Is that better than the entirety of my black? Honestly, it's pretty close. What are we taking here in red or black? Shreds of Sanity is okay, although I don't really have the burn effects that you're looking for with the shreds. Make Mischief is fine. There's another weirded vampire here. I'll take the shreds. We're hoping to pick up some Galvanic Bombardments and Alchemist's Greetings, really, but if we don't get any, then we're not going to be running that. Oh, Incendiary Flow is in the format too. Completely forgot about that one. That's a good pickup. And where Battlements is pretty cute. I wouldn't take this early unless you already had the Garrison, because the Garrison is good on its own. The Battlements is kind of whatever on its own. Yeah, Incendiary Flow. 2 mana, 3 damage, exile, if it's a creature. Pretty good. There's a Midnight Scavengers. We did pass the Graph Rats earlier. I don't think that card is all that great, but it's okay. 5 mana, 3/3, kind of a Gravedigger. You only can get a small creature back. Probably better than just taking a second Gorger, my guess would be. And I don't think Rise from the Grave is all that good. I think this card is just okay. I don't know, sometimes you play against the self-mill decks and then you hit one of their creatures and it's kind of nice, but I think in this particular instance we'd rather have the Midnight Scavenger. If I do see some Graph Rats now, sure, maybe I'll take them a little bit higher. Yeah. So no Greetings, no Bombardments so far. Probably not a great sign for red. Yeah. What are the black removal spells in this format that we're looking for? What is this pack? Topplegeist is pretty good. A lot of good green cards going around. I guess we'll just take another Whelp. Good aggro 2-drop once more. I mean, generally when you play this on turn 2, it gets in for a bit of damage, right? A 2/1 Menace. especially if you can back it up with any pressure. I actually recall this being my least favorite deck to play against, the Red-Black Madness deck. Because it just feels so weird, or not weird, so bad when your opponent goes, 2-drop Madness Enabler into, like, the perfect Madness curve out. Blood Mist. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature control gains double strike. I think this card is surprisingly playable. Oldenwald Mysteries here, also kind of nuts. Such a card advantage machine. There's a Make Mischief here we could take. I generally like getting at least one of these when I'm playing red. But I think I'm going to go with the Blood Mist. I think it's good with what we have so far. Oh, there's a Fury Blade Vampire. Another really good enabler for the Madness. Pretty aggressive, too. Grotesque Mutation would be pretty good. Nice lifelink combat trick. I mean, what do I have right now? I have only 2 Madness cards. How many discard outlets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 discard effects, but only 2 Madness cards. I mean, I'm sure we'll get more. That is a pretty late Deadweight and Accursed Witch. I think we want the weight more than the witch. Deadweight, fantastic for the Delirium decks, especially. Like, it's just good, cheap removal, right? And then later on, helps with card types in graveyard. Another Deranged Whelp here. I guess we're more just red-black aggro than red-black madness currently. But that could easily change. We still have another pack to go. Okay, wield the Weirded Vampire. Gives us our 3rd Madness card. Right, again, not very exciting. 4 mana, 3/3, Madness 3. But if you can go like 2-drop Madness Enabler into it, that's when it becomes, pretty good. Neonate. This is another one that just surprisingly does a bit of work. 1/1 Menace pokes in for some early chip damage and then decent ability later on. I'm not going to take Bump in the Night. I don't think we're going to try to play that deck. Get the old 10 Bump in the Night draft deck. Basically have a full deck by the end here of pack 2, so looks good, feels good. Can we round it out in pack 3 with some goodies? Fury Blade Angel. Or sorry, Flame Blade Angel. I don't think this card is actually all that great. I'm going to take it. It's a fine top-end card, but at the end of the day, I think there are many better cards. There's just not much else here. I guess Village Messenger is a decent aggressive pick, but bah. By no means a bomb, just solid, I'll say. Another Dragoon here, more enablers. How many 2-drop creatures do we have? 3, 6, 7, 8 2-drop creatures is pretty nice. The Shreds of Sanity, nope, not worth playing currently. Another Fury Blade Vampire. It's kind of crazy, because usually you're looking for the enablers. It's not normally the other way around where you're looking for the Madness cards, because, like I said, these Madness cards aren't that good. They don't go, like, super early or anything, but here we are. Kindly Stranger's pretty great, but I'm going to go with the Gisa's Bidding here. There's one of the Madness cards we were looking for. Kindly Stranger's a really strong Delirium card, though. Pick one, pack oneable, for sure. Passing a Foreboding Ruins, too, would be a good little piece of fixing. Another Madness card here as well, the Gorgers, but the Bidding's just better. I'm guessing I'm going to end up cutting the Scavengers and just running the combat tricks to go along with our cheap curve. Unburial Rites, and another Gisa's Bidding. Nice. Alms of the Vein, also fine. In fact, I am surprised we haven't seen that many of these. Maybe they just weren't open a lot, or possible I haven't been noting them, but... So Tormenting Voice can probably be cut. I'm not sold on this Angel. I would rather cut the Angel if possible and run fewer lands. Just like, yeah, cut the Angel and pick up this Weirded Vampire number 3. There we go. This pack has been really good for us. There's the Graph Rats for the Midnight Scavengers, but I don't think that's in the books. A 4th Dragoon, perhaps? Maybe. And another Ravenous Bloodseeker, too. Yeah, we just have all of the Madness Enablers on turn 2. That's crazy good. I guess we don't need the Neo now. Probably just going to run 16 lands here. Darn, was hoping the Foreboding Ruins would come back around, but guess we can't all be that lucky. I don't think we want the Grotesque Mutation. I think our 1 mana... I think our 1 mana tricks are better. I'll probably run that Alms of the Vein. I think this deck is good. No, maybe not. It has a good core, but it's missing those Alchemist's Greetings and stuff, isn't it? Yeah, I don't need this Alms of the Vein. What am I doing? Skeletons, you could run it in this deck if you wanted to. It's a little bit mana intense, right? It's 3 mana to return the skeleton, but with as many discard outlets as I have, it's like repeatable. Though that being said, 1, 4, 5, 6. I ended up with 6 Madness cards. That's probably fine. All right, let's go to round 1 here of this flashback Shadows over Innistrad draft. Shadows over Innistrad Remastered draft with our red-black Vampire Madness deck. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. Okay. 4 2-drops, and the land to cast them, so we will keep this hand. Sadly, I am on the draw, but it is what it is. Port Town for our opponent, so maybe the blue-white tappy-down flyer deck. Well, that's pretty good. So because we drew a Madness card, I'm going to play out the Fury Blade Vampire first and try to apply pressure. Oh, our opponent is playing like a Rampy Clue style deck. Okay. So we're going to need to try to kill them before they can start doing some crazy strong stuff. Our Uncaged Fury and Blood Mist draws were very good at pushing damage here. So now we get to attack with our 3/3 into their 3/5. Kind of nice. pass. I don't think I'm gonna... Actually, no. Yeah, I'm not gonna discard a card here. I think we're just gonna attack for 2. And then play out 2 creatures. Well, punished. So they're gonna block with their 4/3. I was debating if I wanted to discard the land, but I wanted to play out the double deranged whelp this turn, I think. I guess we could have discarded the land and played whelp plus dragoon. Probably would have been fine. Yeah, that was probably a mistake. Hitting like the Fury Blade would have turned into a 4/2 trampling double strike. Sheesh. Mockery of Nature. Oh, and they get to kill the Blood Mist? Come on. Alright, well, we do get to attack with both, because we get to trade with the wolf since these have menace. I don't think we wanted to use the Fury there. Most of the emerge cards are pretty good. I think the Mockery is actually the worst among them. But they got me. Another Epitaph Golem. That's nice. So we get to go main phase, Gisa's Bidding. Make 2 zombies. Now attack for 4. I think we're saving the Fury. And I will be chumping here with one of the zombies. Scarecrow now, okay. Oh, and they're gonna immediately sacrifice instead of holding up for blocks. So they must have another play this turn. Yep, second one, nice. I gotta keep pushing in the damage. I think now we just take this hit. Because we could kill them next turn in theory. Wow, sacrificing the Scarecrow again. Okay. Spider spawning for 4! And that probably locks it up, huh? Sheesh. Because those have reach as well, so... Dang it, there goes my chances. Yeah, darn it. I just trade here and... I mean, if I triple block, they only get to kill 1 of my creatures, but the problem with this play is that they just cast Spider Spawning now for 6, and I have no way of winning. Actually, funny enough, Magmatic Chasm would have been great here. But yeah, they just cast Spider Spawning, and I don't think we have a way to win. Thing in the Ice as well. Sure. Gosh darn it, Spider Spawning. Alright, GG's. Yeah, I mean, I might have been able to win that game had I actually gone for the discard of the Fury Blade. They wouldn't have been able to block very well. And it would have been a 4-2 double striking trampler, so that might have been the mistake that game. Not discarding the mountain, because I still had 2/2 drops to play. Because once they resolve that first spider spawning, I don't think we can win. Good beats, GG. Alright, let's go to the next game. On the draw, that hand's perfectly reasonable. Need to find one land for the turn 2 Dragoon into turn 3 bidding, and if we find a red source, then we have some good stuff we can do from there. Another blue-white. This one will be the actual flying deck. Uh-oh, okay. Back-to-back red cards drawn. Yeah, we're really needing to find a land next turn. Ideally that mountain. Bone Rider, that one's annoying. 1/1, first strike, lifelink, and then if they've gained 3 or more life, oh god, there it is. Kept the 2-lander, bricked on 3 draw steps. Damn it. Yeah. Yeah, this might be a quick one, friends. Sheesh. The Mausoleum Wanderer. Whenever another spirit enters the battlefield in control, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn, and they can sack it to maybe counter an instant sorcery, depending on. I think when this set first came out not too long ago, I was always complaining about this. When I'm playing the red-black Madness deck, it never works out. When our opponents are playing the red-black Madness deck, everything goes perfectly for them. Oh? Alright, well, I'll bite. Sure. That was gonna get us regardless. Good news here is that going to discard allows me to Madness out a card. Kind of funny. We don't want to do the Geese's bidding there because they can counter it with the Mausoleum Wanderer, but I think our opponent might have a spontaneous mutation in their hand too, which is currently for 2. Ah, another big flyer. Yeah, at this point, even if we draw a mountain, I don't think we have a way to come back from this one, huh? I need to attack here. I don't actually have a way to kill their Griff, but I need them to, or I need to, like, do something. Alright, man. Come on. Kill me. We are very dead. We just need them to do their thing. So, I mean, I'm gonna give this flying, and I'm gonna attempt to block the Mausoleum Wanderer. And then what we're gonna need to do is like draw a mountain for Incendiary Flow to kill the Haunter. But then we still need to find a way to deal with the Griff, so... Okay, Feeling of Dread. That works too. GG's. OP over there tanking, and I'm over here crying. Okay, 0-2. That's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. We'll get it. Okay. 0-2 and living on a dream. The hand is keepable. We have both colors. We have 2 2-drops. We don't have any Madness cards, but this is a solid hand. No Madness. I'm going to lead on the Deranged Whelp here instead of the Dragoon, I think. More likely to push in damage that way because of the Menace. We have drawn a lot of our tricks this game, and that's going to be really good with the Blood Mist. Alright, so they're playing blue-red spells over there. Yeah, let's get this Blood Mist online and potentially kill them next turn. This already is a hit for 4. And then with the 3 different tricks here, they might actually just be dead next turn. Kind of crazy. Even if they do kill my like Deranged Whelp, we can discard a card to give the Dragoon flying. Yeah. Is it too risky to go for it when they have 2 cards in their hand, or 2 mana open? Might just be better to play a second Dragoon and say go. We're not in a rush. And they'll eventually tap out, I'm sure. Okay, well, drawing an extra land means I'll go ahead and at least attack with 1 of ours. Yeah, Galvanic Bombardment for 2 damage. Okay, so let's give it a rush first. And that'll prevent it from dying to the 2 damage. Now I have to decide if I want to go for the hostility, and I guess I might as well now at this point. Alright, there we go. 7 times 2, I think that equals 14. I said during the draft, I think Blood Mist is surprisingly playable, and with all these combat tricks I've added, can do some work. Now we just need to do that 6 more times in a row. Easy. 2 2-drops on the draw. Okay, we'll keep it. It's another one of these hands. Can we rattle off a few more lands here, please? Nice. Okay, there's the swamp. I guess we'll lead on the Dragoon. Because we're probably going to be the defender here for a bit. The Whelp doesn't actually block. Whereas the Dragoon does. Oh wow, they're going to go aggro on me, huh? Sheesh, okay. I'm fine with this. Interesting. All that for 1 point of damage, eh? Mono white. And they're still getting aggressive. Alright, I like it. Let's discard the Weirded Vampire here, so that we can still hold open the Borrowed Hostility and potentially give First Strike. Nice. That way we still keep our Fury Blade. Sigarda! No! One of the best cards in this format. 4/5 flying. You and humans you control have... Wait. What? They're gonna throw away one of their priests? Okay. And then they can exile a card from their graveyard and make another human. Gosh darn it. That's pretty sick. We do not have too many ways of beating that card. One of the biggest bombs. We need them to get a little bit too aggressive here. Like, attack with a Sigarda means that we get to attack back. Is the plan. I don't even think it's that bad for them to attack with Sigarda, honestly, but yeah, they're gonna wait another turn. Can almost attack with the deranged whelps, but... Alright. Okay. Attack with the flyer. I'm gonna give the Dragoon flying. And man this out our 5/3. Puncturing light. Okay, can't do anything about that. And as bad as it seems, I think we have to make this play now. They're tapped out, so... Swing it all. The Gorgers has to attack every turn anyways. Whelps have Menace, so they're kind of hard to block. In fact, the only good block they have on a Whelp is by putting Sigarda and Patrol on one of them, which then means the other blockers are really bad on the other creatures, so... Push! Okay. Alright. Alright, we actually got in for a decent bit of damage there. And we only lost 3 for 2 in terms of creatures. Now, I'm still very much losing, but that pressure might cause them to play a little bit too passively now. Travel preps, yeah, that's pretty good. I guess they're just gonna go for a 2-turn clock then. Oh no, they're not gonna attack with the flyer. Well, it is still a 2-turn clock, I suppose. Needed to draw like Rush of Adrenaline there and maybe get them with a bad trample block. Like if we drew Rush of Adrenaline here and they simply put the 1/1 token that they make in front of the Insatiable Gorgers, for example. Oh my gosh! Would have been so sick. Oh, it would have been so sick if we drew a Rush of Adrenaline there. Alright, GG's. We got wrecked. Well, that's not the way we want it to work out, but sometimes that's the way it does go. Again, a little bit of this Shadows Remastered flashback draft. Like I said, we were missing the good removal spells. We were missing the Alchemist's Greetings and stuff. But we did have a pretty good overall Madness theme. We had so many of the good enablers and actually quite a few Madness cards at the end there, but didn't work out this time. So a 1-3 it is. As always, appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see you back next time for some more. Bye-bye.